Hi, in this video we'll take a look at how you could set up your Moodle Gradebook using categories to organize your various gradebook columns. The Moodle Gradebook can be accessed by selecting Gradebook Setup from the Administration block. So once you're in the Gradebook Setup, notice the name of your course is listed here, and if you follow that through the right, we want to select Edit and Edit Settings. And there are various types of aggregations available in Moodle, and the one that is highly recommended by our Moodle provider Moonami, and it's actually a new type of aggregation that's available to us, is Natural. So we'll select Natural in our example here. And I'm going to take a moment and click on the Show More link. And let's take a quick moment to take a look at the Exclude Empty Grades option that's selected by default. So as long as you leave this selected, any grade item where you have not entered a grade will not be used in the calculation. So in other words, if a course max points is 500, early in the semester, if a student earns a 5 out of a 5 on an assignment, the student's grade would appear as 100%, as compared to being calculated 5 out of 500 total points, which would show the student's grade as a failing grade. So it's good to leave the Exclude Empty Grades selected as the default. So let's go ahead and save changes. Okay, and now we're ready to go ahead and add our categories. We'll add our first category, Homework. And the aggregation, we need to keep it consistent. Select Natural and save changes. Okay, so here you see the category that we just created, Homework, and we're ready to create our second category. And let's call this Quizzes. Aggregation Natural, save changes. Okay, so there's our second category, Quizzes. So now we're ready to add some columns in here. And our columns are also referred to as grade items. So we'll add a Homework 1. Homework 1, we could leave it as the default 100 points. And we want this saved in the category Homework and save changes. Okay, and let's create Homework 2 as well. Add grade item. And Homework 2. And if we save changes here, I want to show you something. We didn't associate it with a category, and if that happens where you create a column or a grade item but you don't have it in a category, so this needs to be moved into the Homework category, and you can easily do that by clicking on the little icon, move icon that I'm pointing to. So once you click on that, your screen's going to look a little different. And so here you get to select where you want that Homework 2 to be moved to. So it makes sense to move it under the category Homework and under Homework 1. So the box right under Homework 1, just click on it, and so the system automatically moves it under here. So it works out pretty easily, but it's probably easiest to just select the category right when you're creating the item. Anyways, let's take a quick moment here and take a look at what's happening. So you've got the two categories, Homework and Quizzes. And Homework, we only have points associated with Homework. So our Homework is worth 100%. And the two Homework 1, Homework 2 are worth 50% of the whole weightage of the class. And so that's why you see 50 and 50% of the weight is for one exam, and the second exam is weighted at 50 for a total of 100. So let's go ahead now and add some quizzes and see what this looks like. Oh, and from time to time you might want to hit the save changes so your changes are saved. So let's go ahead and add some quizzes in here. So add grade item, and we'll call this Quiz 1. And we want this in the grade category Quizzes. I'm going to go ahead and create a quiz 2 as well. Oh, but before I do that, notice what's happening over here. You've got your quizzes, so you've got 3 exams, and so each, or rather 3 items in your gradebook, and they're all worth 100 points. And so you've got 2/3 of the class is worth, the 2/3 of the weight of your class is in homework. So you see 2/3, 66.667%. And 1/3 of the points in your class is associated with quizzes, because you've just got 100 points for quizzes, and that's 33.33%. So you see how the system has distributed the grades. So let's go ahead and create a quiz 2 in here. Yeah. So we have quiz 2 created. And so you see what's happening here. We've got homework that's worth 50% of the grade of the class, and quizzes are worth 50%. And if you want to change that around, we could do that. If your quizzes need to be worth more, all you basically do is click on the left hand, the little checkbox here. And if your quizzes are worth 60%, so you just type in 60. And then save changes. And the system will automatically adjust the weights of the class. So if quizzes are worth 60%, the remaining 40% is automatically assigned to the homework. And also notice that the various items within the category needs to add up to 100. So your quiz 1, quiz 2, 50 points, 50% comes up to 100, and the same thing over here in this category. So so that's how you kind of distribute the various weights between the various categories. Now say for example you want to add a final, and the final is worth 30%. So let's see how that works. So we'll create the grade item final. And if it's worth 100 points, and we will, not leave it in any category. We'll just leave it under the main course and see what it looks like. So if you scroll down here, just because you have quizzes at 60%, the remaining 40% is automatically divided between the homework and the final here. But if you want your final to be absolutely worth 30% of your grade, you could do that and come in here, select the check mark here, and go, this needs to be worth 30% of the grade, and then go save changes. And this would automatically, when you save changes, distribute the remaining percent to homework, which it just did. So you've got quizzes at 60, final at 30, that gives us a 90. So the remaining 10% is just automatically assigned to the remaining category here, which is homework. And then we want to save changes. One quick note, if you want to all the time, keep your quizzes at 60% and final at 30%, just leave the check mark on the left-hand side of it. Keep it selected so the system doesn't redistribute the percent. So in this example, we have created columns. We have associated the columns with the various categories, the couple categories that we created. And then we also took a look at how you could change the weights depending on how you want to weight the various areas of your course. So as a follow-up to this, if you'd like assistance in setting up your gradebook, feel free to send an email to moodle@lssu.edu. Thank you.